What it do, viewers, what it do. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of I'm Just Saying 48 with my man.
Juice Shakur.
And if he's Juice, you best believe I am not AC's Collinsworth, so that got to make me Von the villain. Juice, how you doing today, man?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good. What about yourself?
Man, breathing, steady, moving, you know what I'm saying? Out of sight and out of mind, man. Can't complain, brother.
I see you still sipping on that peach knee high, but we're gonna get there, man. We're gonna get there.
Why must you label it as that? It is not peach knee high, viewers. Play at no mind is not peach knee high.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
delicious.
sorry. You are absolutely right. It is Fago Red. I'm sorry. All right.
Great bet. Hey, I wouldn't be against it, but it is not that as well. It shall remain names, but it's damn show tasty. I thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Oh man. Well, man. You know, it's actually been somewhat of a rocky week. I don't even know where to start, but I think what we should start, since we are, sports, dominators, we come through and we really just have a high opinion and a high voice on things that we see and things that, we feel like can contribute to making the league even more entertaining. So let's jump into this thing.
Man, I couldn't say it better myself. And I think the main focus right now in the sports world is on one person, one particular Achilles, and that belongs to the bride himself, Anthony Davis, man. Me and I'm pretty sure every Laker lover on this earth. I'm like my man Juice told you 2 episodes ago. I was not a big Laker lover. I had nothing against him, but I'm a LeBron James fan. So the viewers that do know that. But Juice, when that happened, man,
You was crying when you.
I wasn't crying. I had what you call the viewers may not know, and you have to break it down to them. I had a Tony Parker face.
Oh man, to the viewers out there, when we refer to the TP face, let me tell you a quick story from flashback memory lane. The year was 2013.
Yeah, 2013.
2013. The NBA Finals consisted of the Miami Heat. At the time, the Big Three. If you don't know, you living under a rock. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh. And they were going up against, the Spurs, which actually featured Kawhi Leonard, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and even Tracy McGrady was on that team. I just want to throw that out there, by the way. But so anyway, I think it was game one. Game one.
I think it was game 6.
No. So you had a Tony Parker face a couple times during that series. See, I remember. See, your first time it was game one. Because remember, I used to come over your crib every game, and we would watch those games religiously.
Yeah.
I remember this. It was like getting towards the end of the game. The game was tight. It was kind of tired. And I think Tony Parker had some of the best defense played on him. I think even by LeBron James.
All three of them.
He hit a mid-range floater. Y'all, if you could see the expression on my cousin's face, if it ever was a time for a Drake meme to be made, did I lose you? Yo, he lost all consciousness at this point. He had this face like he was disgusted. And then let me tell you what this is who he is if he rooting for his team. He the type of person that has conversations to himself, but he's saying it out loud, so he looked a little crazy. He's like, how the fuck you make that shot? What the fuck? Ain't no fucking way, man. He made that shot? I'm like, cuz, all right, we still got more time. We got time. We ain't even gonna get into game 6, because game 6 really was like the icing on the cake. Because it was looking bad for, his boy LeBron. That was my boy too at that time. It was looking bad for him. No, I don't know about all that. But Ray Allen, everybody knows, saved LeBron's legacy. As we speak right now, Ray Allen should be Ray Allen, that shot alone should make Ray Allen LeBron James' favorite player of all time.
He
Like,
always
period.
shout out Ray. He said, not to cut you off, Juice, man. I think he said Ray Allen said in the article, I'll post, I'm not for certain. Him and Eric Spoelstra always call him from time to time throughout the year, still thank him for that shot. So he thanks him.
I mean, he must have called on Jesus Shuttlesworth at that very moment, because man, he was playing like Jake from State Farm at the end of the game, man. I'm just, hey, that's a whole nother topic, y'all. We'll go back in memory lane on another segue.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But
to really sum up this AD injury, I have a question for you.
uh
How long do you think he need to sit? And when he comes back, should he be on a minute restriction?
just I'm not no doctor, I'm not no specialist in hell. Everybody know that hell. Y'all know that, but hell, we just guessing. It's our opinions, and this is mine. Juice,
Mm-hmm.
I think they should at least sit him for, I would say at least 6 weeks.
6 weeks in the Western Conference.
And
That's
and,
tough.
and, and I understand that, and I understand that. And that's something that definitely played heavily in my mind when I made that statement was, this is not the Eastern Conference. The Western Conference, you can go from being the top 3 seed to going on a 4-game losing streak, and before you know, you down there looking at 9.
Correct.
But I believe with LeBron James, yes, being at this advanced stage in his career, we know the statistics, third most minutes, blase, all the finals. I just find it hard to believe. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be 35-5. I can't put a precise number on the remaining games. I know it's 72 games in the season, but if they can just stay surge, win 40 to at least 50% of their games, and I say get no lower than the 5th seed. Because at the end of the day, man, this team was not built for December, January, and February. This team was built for what? June, with this year being July. And as far as him coming back and how he would look, I do feel like they should put him on a minutes restriction, or if they can get a couple regular season games, no back-to-backs. Just seeing where he at, because you got to remember, Juice, before the injury, he kind of looked lethargic already.
Correct.
Then in the bubble, I believe he was facing, well, all last year they say he was facing lower body injuries from his glutes, his calves, his quads. So this is something that's been ongoing, and this is a guy, no knock against him, the majority of his career he's been known to be very fickle. I mean, the
That's
boy
an
ain't drinking his milk.
understatement. That's an understatement. But go ahead.
The boy ain't drinking his milk. Shit.
He ain't
But
eating his vegetables. Ray drinking. He can't do it. You know. Wow.
man, but I think with the additions of Trez and he's been playing pretty solid. He only had 2 bad games. Kuzma balled out last night, and I talk on the game, excuse me. And not only AD, absent of AD, Juice, they got Dennis Schroeder out for a whole week to safety protocols, and we know how a key factor he is on both ends of the flow. So they're gonna have to dig deep, man. And just to be honest, it ain't rocket science. We ain't gotta go to the X and O's. It's gonna come down to making wide open shots. Juice,
Mm-hmm.
me and you,
Whew.
right now, me, specifically me,
Whew.
can go out there right now, give us a goddamn practice warm-up, and I guarantee you we can make more shots than Rhoda Adams Caruso and goddamn Wesley Matthews right now.
Whew. Boy.
KCP shot a little better last night, but he can shoot it better. He can shoot better than what he's doing.
First, that's what I was just about to say. What happened to your boy KCP? Because you know how, you know what? Let me go on a quick rant right quick. You know how I'm starting to notice. You know how you clown me for my Rudy Gay endorsement. I'm gonna start clowning you for that character there. KCP,
Hey,
KCP.
I still got faith in you, KCP.
Oh my God. Yeah, Clutch Sports do too. They need to trade Jordan. But honestly, I'm gonna say this. I understand that LeBron has shooters around him, but I'm gonna say something that is gonna go into the next segue. I'm gonna say something that is gonna kind of. Me and you talked about this, but it's gonna kind of make sense once I break it down.
Go for it.
Honestly, having a bunch of shooters has been proven time and time again It doesn't necessarily correlates to wins. Because if you look at it, Houston had the same issue. They had maybe one or two stars and then a bunch of shooters. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They go through hot streaks during the regular season. But the thing of it is, when it come down to the nitty and gritty, you're going to need some highly skilled players that can do other things besides shoot the ball. Because, I mean, yeah, it may keep you in the game, but late game situations, you're telling players that they might not carry that closeout gene in a repertoire to actually make key shots. That's not really going to win you games like that. Because, yeah, a lot of people can say, well, Golden State is a shooting team. But look at every shooter that's on Golden State's team.
They're pure specialists.
Right,
that's their thing.
right. And then they're actually stars that can actually go on other teams and be like the main guy. Whereas on the Lakers roster, you got guys that can fill in roles, but they're not the main guy.
No, no.
So honestly, this boils down into my point of you might need to try to create another big three for LeBron. Because if you look at it, some of LeBron's best, most prominent years come from when he has two other co-stars with him. When you tell LeBron James on a two-star type led team to go out there and become Cleveland LeBron, the first Cleveland LeBron, not the second go round, the first Cleveland LeBron, all over again at 36 in the Western Conference, he can't do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't want him to do it because it ain't gonna do nothing but make him tire out before he even get a chance to get to the playoff.
Yep.
So honestly, I can't believe that you actually making me proud right now because you actually taking the time out to critique Nico Bellic, somebody I've been trying to tell you from the get-go. He might need to go
But for the
ahead.
viewers that don't know, that's Alex Caruso.
Nico Bellic needs to just go back to Roman and do that taxi cab service like he was doing on GTA 4 because y'all need a trade. I know that sounds crazy because y'all had out. Now, I'm going to be honest and hear me out. Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
If this was the same team y'all had last year, do you think that y'all would be in the dire straits right now that y'all are in?
You said last year?
Right.
I would say no because one of the key factors coming this year, I said they had a gaping hole in, and this is before preseason. I said they need a actual playmaking backup point guard. Dennis Schroeder is a great, he's a good point guard. He's good at what he does, but he's not a true facilitator. People got to remember, especially in the bubble, I put emphasis on that. Especially when LeBron would go down, the main key backup facilitator we had was who?
Oh, Rondo. Rajon Rondo.
That got KCP. That got Danny Green if he can make them shots. That got Kuzma. That definitely helped Kuzma a little bit because he didn't have to have the ball in his hand. That's why he's playing better this year. They're not putting him in so much ISOs and trying to make him Lou Williams and high pick and rolls. You realize this fourth year, this is not his game. Another gaping hole, they need a true, actual backup big man. Anthony Davis said since day one coming to the league, Juice, I don't want to play center. I'll play it in the stretch. I'll play it in the fourth if needed, but it's not something I want to just make my concrete position. The White House, JaVale McGee, people that don't mind banging and running and taking those hard fouls or delivering those hard fouls are no longer there. And it's been rumblings that they are, along with the Brooklyn Nets, and they're bidding more to land DeMarcus Cousins. He's not what he used to be, but he's still solid enough to hold that fort down while AD's gone. He's good for 15 to 8. Shit, right now the Lakers could use that. Those are the two gaping holes. They center position, backup center, and a good backup quality facilitator.
I'm gonna be honest. It's two people that you actually can go get. Boogie is the discount that Boogie is the alley hoop that you would want.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I get it. It's just my only concern with Boogie is kind of like AD, man.
It's hell.
Is he gonna hold up?
That's true.
Throughout the whole year. Now, what I am gonna say is I don't know how much he's worth, and I don't know if his stock value is still high. But your old franchise has a Andre Drummond over there just riding on the bench.
Him too. They've been throwing him in talks, but I can imagine they definitely, and rightfully so. He's arguably the best rebounder in the league. I know a lot of people, casual fans. When he's in Detroit wasn't finna be on no fucking TV. But Andre Drummond, bar none, is the best rebounder in the NBA. He can solid rim defender too. So
And
add
he got
him.
post play.
What you say?
And he got post play.
That too. You can't overlook that, man. He would definitely be a big acquisition to get. And like I said, the things the Lakers could give them, what the Cleveland want. That's the question. I mean, obviously the way he's playing this year, he's and we talked about this off the phone. This stint with AD out is going to me do good for Kuz either way, because if he's balling and he's showing consistency, win, lose or not, and he's making winning plays, the Lakers like, okay, we got something here. Because he signed a friendly contract. But if the Lakers are desperate enough, like, look, LeBron, like all the things you said, we need help. We need to get to the playoffs, but we don't need to break LeBron down. They decided somebody they can use on trade block. Kuzma is someone right now you can definitely throw out there over Caruso, Matthews, maybe Montrez, but I think they want to keep either Montrez or Dennis. So Kuz will be one of those main factors thrown out there. And I have to tell people, what's wrong with Kuz? What's wrong with Kuz? Why he ain't play his rookie season? You got to understand some situations and personnel can affect the player's game, especially when you're a role player. When you're on sorry-ass teams, draft lottery teams, you can take as many bad-ass shots as you want.
Correct.
He was 8 for 20 last night to get 25 points. They were some key points and key moments. But like I said, he was 8 for 20 just to get that 25. With LeBron AD on the floor, he's not going to get 20 shots, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just letting you know that.
Hell no. I mean, why would he?
Exactly.
He's not even the third. He's not even the permanent third option.
He's and there you go. That's more Schroeder or Trez.
No, Trez don't need to be. He don't even need to be a top 5 option. I'm just gonna keep it real. That nigga, no. He needs to be a Kenneth Fareed, a rundown Ben Wallace type guy. Give you good hustle. His defense need to be his anchor on why he on the floor at all times. His defense. Now, can he give you those hustle buckets? Of course.
Hell yeah.
He should he should have a double, just 15 and 10, just out hustling.
Had 18 and 10 last night. Shit, he gonna give you that.
You see, my thing of it is where I'm kind of indifferent of, and there's gonna go into my next, my next trade maybe. You might need to invest in Brody.
And see, that's something once again we talked about that. Juice, I would love that. And you know what? We can talk about X and O's, but it's corny, but the narratives. You gotta think about this. Kevin Durant left and won a ring basically saying you weren't good enough to win a ring with. You join your partner in Houston, made them give away just about every fucking first round pick to get you. They got it back when they traded him, but he felt he couldn't win with you. Now he went with Kevin Durant to possibly if like health wise on both teams, if Kevin Durant healthy and AD's not, more likely probably gonna win a championship. Jeff Green's over there. That's another one that made it yours. So you looking like, damn. And we came in this shit together, and these are my boys, man. We supposed to be holding that trophy up together. So yeah, none of y'all think I'm a capable or top tier player enough to win on that level. Okay.
Honestly,
yeah.
Honestly, not to cut you off, if he got on the team with LeBron, not only could he share the responsibility with LeBron, he has to start over Dennis Schroeder. Let me tell you why.
Hell yeah.
Him alone with the ball in his hands is going to create attention. Him alone driving to the hole is going to collapse a defense. It's just like I told you off the phone. It's only one or two things you can do with Russell Westbrook once he's got a full head of steam headed to the basket. You foul him hard, or you live with getting dunked on. One of the two. One of the two. Because he going up and he gonna make somebody. He gonna make somebody famous. And shout out to Anthony Edwards, by the way, for giving that nasty poster dunk of the evening. But
Jesus.
And my point exactly is like when you have a guy that dynamic that can run the floor, that can also, I mean, a lot of people try to play Westbrook like, oh, he's selfish. How do you average a triple double?
You can't be selfish.
So to me, it's all according. And I think with Westbrook, if you look at the teams he's been on, it's always been like it's a competition of who's the better player. I
Mm-hmm.
think once he get on a team with AD and LeBron,
It's
that would
already
be
known.
right, clean cut. You the third option. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wouldn't in his ego would have to it would have to lower itself to understand like, look, we're not saying you're not good. What we're saying is this. We need you to be key and do the things that we know that you dominated. Hitting those mid-range pull-ups, attacking the basket, hitting the occasional corner three. You get somebody like that down there with that much athleticism, think about it. LeBron is always game for running a fast break.
Yeah.
Now you got a guy that's just as dominant in fast break points as you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to open up your game. Because if you think about it, the last time LeBron has played with somebody that could just run a fast break just like him was Dwayne Wade.
That's
And
true.
I don't know about you, but I mean, they got 2 out of 4. So, that sounds
Yeah.
pretty good to me.
And Juice, it's something. Well, yeah, at the end, we say he started over Dennis. That's, I mean, obviously, but hell, who knows who's to say they wouldn't have to give up Dennis to possibly get him. But you said something that was so profound, and it kind of makes me play into his last situation in Houston. He was trying to fit into a system that didn't fit him.
Right.
Westbrook is known for being an aggressive rim attacker and a pretty damn, if not solid, mid-range shooter, right?
Right.
If you're one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league, being the Lakers, someone who goes against the grain, well, we not good at shooting threes, shit, why not try to dominate the paint out of elbow? I'm good at that.
Yep.
And
That's
that's
his
what get help.
game.
And I believe that the Lakers, 19th ranking in the NBA,
Right.
35.8. Yeah, keep shooting them. Yes, believe in shot. Yes, be confident. But goddamn, I'm a firm believer. If it ain't working, try to differentiate and take a different route and see if there's other way you can attack a game instead of just keep jacking them up. And I think they shot 45 threes. They
I'm
only made 13. I mean, it was America that made 13, but
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. When you get a player, see with Dennis Schroeder he's a shot creator. He can create a shot,
he can.
by attacking the rim or on the perimeter. But the thing about Dennis Schroeder is he's not as physical as a Westbrook. Don't get me wrong, he's fearless, but
But he don't have Westbrook size.
yes, that Westbrook size where he can just you can get a switch on him, and technically Westbrook can back down a smaller defender.
Then
You
his
see what I'm
rebounding
saying?
problems.
Right. I mean, if you want to be real about it, this is how I see it. Westbrook makes you a better 3-point shooting team, believe it or not, because how much he attacks the basket, it
Yep.
is going to make people collapse the defense. And when you collapse the defense, only way you get better, like you just said, with your shot, you got to trust your shot. And if you get more opportunities to prove yourself, then eventually somebody's going to, like KCP, that's what made y'all great in the playoffs. When him and Markieff Morris caught fire, oh, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
It was a wrap.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, people had to go down there and either double team AD or they had to stop LeBron from attacking the paint. So that's leading nothing but wide open threes, kickouts, kickouts,
Yep.
kickouts. Now you telling me you have AD who you can drop down in the paint to. You have LeBron ready to cut to the basket and get nasty. And you got Russell Westbrook who
Nasty
can get
time.
come on now. Come on. That's
Yeah.
that's that's damn near like a 2K game. Street.
Juice, I want to
So
run some games out for you, man, and I want you to see how this is gonna fare out. It's ironic we brought up Westbrook because they play the Wizards tomorrow. They got the
mm,
Jazz Wednesday. They got
mm,
Dame Dollar Friday. They got
mm,
Warriors the 28th. They got the Suns the 2nd of March. They got the Kings the 3rd. Me being
mm.
honest, I see them going 3 for 3. What you think?
I can see that happening. I can see that happen. I mean, with the Warriors game, I think ah y'all, in my honest opinion, y'all really miss Danny Green and Avery Bradley.
I would say Bradley more than Green. Believe it or not, I
I,
would say Bradley.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna say both on an equal scale. Let me tell you why. Even though people say Danny Green does not defend like he used to, Danny Green in key moments, he was in the right spots at the right time,
I
whether
give
it
you
was
that.
on defense or offense. Now, Bradley, I'm gonna say Avery Bradley is more of um, he's more of a elite defender at this stage of career than Danny Green is.
Mm-hmm.
But don't get it misconstrued. Danny Green is still going to be a key figure and key. Think about it. People ridiculed him for missing that 3-point shot
Mm-hmm.
in the finals last year, right?
Right.
But the thing of it is, I'd rather him have the confidence to take it and be in a wide open scenario where he knows where to go in order to get the ball than to be out there and look miscomplacent and look like, oh shit, what to do. You see what I'm saying? You need veteran leadership on a
For
team
sure.
like that. In my opinion, I told you this earlier in the season. I said, yo, y'all didn't get better. Y'all kind of upgraded on offense, but you did a major decline on defense, in my opinion. Because the thing that made Anthony Davis so durable last year was, like you said, he didn't have to go in the paint as much.
Yeah, he didn't have to bang if
In
needed.
my opinion, you got to go get another big man to take him out of that paint so that he don't have to take all that abuse early on in the season.
You're right. For sure. For sure. You know,
But yeah, to answer your question, I can see a 3-3.
yeah.
And hold on, before we get off basketball, off sports, I gotta say this:
What's up?
Are the Utah Jazz a real contender?
Real contender. When you say that, when you say those words,
Mm-hmm.
Larry O'Brien or nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Juice, honestly, Mike Conley
Mm-hmm.
looks good. You know we're gonna get for Spider, Donovan Mitchell. Boys, to me, the way he plays looks like a younger version of D Wade. That's just my humble opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it depends on what Rudy Gobert they get. I'm gonna say that.
I mean, are they gonna get the COVID Rudy? Are they gonna get the balling Rudy?
If they get the ball in Rudy, they got a chance. They got a chance. Especially with the health of AD, they got a chance. If AD healthy, fuck no disrespect. I do not see them beating the Lakers four games in a series. It can go 6. It could even go 7. 4 games healthy, no.
I'm gonna be honest.
Because your best defender can't switch on high pick and roll. Everybody knows
I'm.
this is a copycat league. I'm not to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
All LeBron and AD, especially AD, because AD can play like a guard. All they gonna do is switch off on him and put him in uncomfortable situations, take away from rim. And that's the beauty of having AD. AD can go up position 1 through 5 when healthy, of course. That's just me
I'm.
being honest.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I think Utah is a piece away from being a real contender.
They're a piece. They're a piece. They're a piece.
Reason why I say that is because they need an elite wing who
Yes.
can who can
Yes.
go out and do the dirty work, but also be an offensive threat. I
Yeah.
don't know who it is. I don't know if they currently. If I thought about it, a wing that can go out there and really just contribute. Honestly, even though I know this not gonna happen, they would actually be pretty dominant with a Jimmy Butler type,
Oh
or
hell yeah.
like that. If they had a wing that can defend and contribute, they
Right.
would actually be a little bit more deadly. But when they relying on their point guard and shooting guard,
Yeah.
it's kind of a toss up in the air. But I will say this, and I'm gonna end it on this note. I looked at a couple of Utah Jazz highlights
Yeah.
of their current games, even though some they lost. It was close games. Donovan Mitchell is the MVP.
He definitely deserves more recognition for that too. I can agree with you
I'm
on that. He definitely, the record wise, I think they what 9-1 in the 10 games. The one loss came against the Clippers.
right.
Where everybody came back.
If
Man,
even if you look at the end of that Clippers game, that man played his heart out. He damn near stole that game. I'm
yeah,
gonna be honest. Donovan Mitchell should be the leading vote for MVP over LeBron James. Let me tell you why.
right
Because
now
it's
for
something
sure.
that you said a couple episodes that I'm gonna hold you to. We say, well, why people don't give people the same accountability that they give LeBron. I mean, when you classify yourself as the greatest player in the league, you're gonna be held to a higher standard. I know it seems biased, but hey, that's just who he is. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, you can say, well, LeBron plays on both ends of the floor. It's true. But last time I checked, James Harden didn't play both ends of the floor, and he was a MVP a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And the only reason they gave it to him was because his team had the best record in the league, right?
Oh yeah.
What is Donovan Mitchell doing?
You got the best record in the league, man.
And he
Like I said,
balling.
they gotta go and count of it too. It's good to put up numbers, but you also gotta get that W. And they definitely doing that.
So I mean, that's just my honest opinion. I think Donovan Mitchell is the real MVP right now.
That's a fair one. A lot of people, a lot of people not talking about the Jazz. And a lot of people definitely not giving him his just dues. And I think he got a bone to pick. Especially given how the postseason ended last year. You got to look at it. He was one of those, one of the victims of those Nuggets 3-1 comebacks. Him and the Clippers. So that probably made him feel some type of way.
I'm gonna be honest, and I forgot about this. If you're not gonna get a Jimmy Butler, right?
Mm-hmm.
OG Anunoby or a Pascal Siakam would actually be pretty good over there.
Yeah, cause I think Siakam, his stock has definitely dropped this year. I think you can definitely get him for lower assets than what you would a year or 2 years ago, especially 2 years ago on that championship team. You may not have to give up so much to actually acquire him.
And the reason why I say that is because if you look at it, Siakam is like a maybe third option.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when he's playing up to his level, a second option.
Yeah.
If you put Donovan Mitchell on the floor with somebody that's not comfortable being the man, but comfortable being the second or third option, like Siakam, and then on top of that, think about it. They got the defensive presence and just the grit and grind of Rudy Gobert. That's the perfect scenario for him because that's the same situation he was in Toronto. Because I don't know what happened to Marc Gasol after he won his first ring. It's like his skills just kind of they diminished with the Mon Squad out Space Jam because the nigga ain't played no meaningful basketball since. So I mean, if you look at it, Rudy Gobert is kind of like the role of what Marc Gasol was in Toronto that championship year, and his Kawhi Leonard is Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely, like you said, just way he plays and when he approaches the game. We don't know those people, ladies and gentlemen, but just giving, like you just said, man, he seems comfortable taking a back seat, and it's hey, there's nothing wrong with that. They say a part of a championship team is everybody accepting and knowing their roles. So if he knows his role and accepted, hey, on a team like Utah with Jordan Clarkson, don't forget about him. He should definitely be somebody in the 6-man candidate, if not the leading candidate for it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got a scared team. I'm with you, man. They one piece away, especially in that wing position. They one piece away.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say on that note, we don't want to just talk y'all head off with all this sports talk, but we got to get it in when we get it in. Vaughn, you got anything to add or anything else you want?
Nah, as far as that, I put a cap on that, man. But before we shift totally off sports, and we're not gonna stay long on this because I'm not too interested or too just ecstatic about this, man. But anybody that follows, ESPN football, that the Philadelphia Eagles have agreed to trade Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2021 third-round draft pick and a conditional 22 second-round draft pick. Now, that second-round draft pick could turn to a first-round draft pick if Wentz plays 70 to 75% of his snaps with the Indianapolis Colts and wins by 50% of his games. That's some crazy shit. Never heard of that, but that's just the facts. Just what you think about this trade. Before you go, the writing was on the wall, man. In the words of Stephen A. Smith, he just played like booty. We can go.
You saying what I think about this whole situation?
Yeah.
He's not Tom Brady. He's not Tom Brady. So
shit, everybody though. Ain't too many they are.
I mean, if you want my, I'm an arrogant motherfucker. Tom Brady, TB12 is my boy. So it's just like, if you're not talking about TB12, I mean, it's not important. But I will say this though. I will say this to Bill Belichick, that 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 son of man. You know what? I ain't got too many nice, pleasant things to say about Bill Belichick nowadays, but this is something that caught my eye.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how true though these rumors are. It's a funny thing you mentioned the Indianapolis Colts. I hear that Andrew Luck is on the brink of wanting to return back to the NFL.
Mm.
Now, I know for sure I do not want no goddamn Cam Newton suiting up for no New England Patriot next year.
No Killer
He
Cam?
could be a man. That man ain't been Killer Cam since he got his ass whooped in the Super Bowl. I don't hear shit. That man ain't no Killer Cam. You can't be a killer coming in there dressed like Cinderella, nigga. Nah, don't wear it like that.
It's that high fashion, man.
Man, high fashion my ass. That's highly questionable. That's what it is. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing where Andrew Luck is at. Think about it. If we can get Cam for another discount and he be the backup and have Andrew Luck coming in, he done got his mind back right, and if he looked phenomenal like he once did, and man, a lot of people slept on Andrew Luck, but Andrew Luck, if put in the right situation, he could be deadly. So
I'm gonna piggyback out what you say, and I'm gonna rephrase it. If Andrew Luck put behind a proper offensive line,
right,
and not running from his goddamn life, he can't be deadly. Shit.
That's the one thing I will say. New England is good at, we're good at those late picks. Those early picks, we need to just not let Bill Belichick pick nobody. We need to just go find the local janitor that's been working for us for years and ask him, who would you take with this first round pick? Because he sucks at the first couple picks.
Shit.
I'm just saying, man, I ain't got nothing for Bill Belichick, man. We supposed to be holding up 7 trophies right now, but that's a different story. Different story. We still doing our thing. It's all good. But yeah, man, I was intrigued with that whole Andrew Luck, news. I don't know how true that is, but if it is, we need to see if we can go ahead and get this man to New England and see if we can go ahead and try to revamp our tarnished legacy right now.
Tarnished legacy, huh?
Yeah,
On the
yeah.
shot clock. I give him 4 years. That's just my humble opinion.
4.
I give him 4. I mean, the man did help, bring 6 championships. Goddamn,
He helped. What did he do?
Hey, to succeed, you gotta be set up for. And I don't say set up, but you have to be put in the right position to have the tools for success.
Man, tell that to Bruce Arians. He suck as a coach, and Tom Brady just won him.
Yeah, Bruce is pretty straight in Arizona. Come on now.
Man, what he win in Arizona?
Hey, well,
I rest my case then. All right, then. All right.
Then.
You used to mediocre football. I'm used to winning football.
Here you go.
How Phillip Rivers doing? He still retired?
Yeah, he's still retired. Let that man be.
All right.
Damn
I'm gonna let him rest.
Let him
rest. 45 Ballot Hall of Famer there, man. I'm gonna let him rest.
They were who we thought they were. God damn it, leave them be.
I'm gonna let him be, man. All right, man. I got you, dog. But moving on, ladies and gentlemen. I think you know what time it is. I think you know.
Yeah, and when they get that little tingling thug, you feel overheated, you know what I'm saying? Got the sniffles. There's only one person you can call upon. I think the viewers know who that is. Juice, do you know who that is?
Yes, I do. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back with another I Need a Love Doctor. Yeah. Pimp Juice back in this thing. And I want to first and foremost start off by saying, I noticed in the comment section, y'all didn't have no GTDs in the comment section. So I'm highly disappointed in you motherfuckers. Von DeVille.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
Man, it's something ailing me, Doc, man. And I figure you, of all people, could help me with this ailment because you, with your obvious wisdom and obvious quips and
Right.
could help a poor soul like me. And Doc, it's a question that has been echoed through the ages. You know what I'm saying? You see it on everywhere you go. You can hear it at work. You can hear it at the ballpark. You can hear it at the water cooler. You can see it on any social media platform. Do you feel, good doctor, that there is a double standard especially in today's society when it comes to male and female sex dating?
Well, to the doctor, honestly, hearing that question, the first thing that comes to my mind is an old school reference of an Ice Cube song. You might even heard it before. It's called "A Bitch Is a Bitch." You know what I'm saying? So, first and foremost, why would a bitch want to actually
Oh
sit
shit.
here and be upset that a man talks to multiple women and he's referred to as a pimp, as we shall call him,
Oh
as
Lord.
he shall profess to be? But then on another note, she's called a whore. A man can't be a whore. A man is a pimp. We never seen a movie where a woman was pimping a man. Now we got a couple TD niggas out there, and you know what TD stand for, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Tender dicking and always licking. You know what that means. Come on now. So to answer your question, hold on. Repeat this question again because I want to give a real solid answer to it. Go ahead.
Good doctor, do you feel as a society, especially in today's world, that there's a double standard on men dating opposed to women dating practices? You take example, Miss April Jones and who else?
Lori Harvey.
Lori Harvey. Thank you.
Well, first and foremost, I'm gonna say this. You use two of the worst examples ever known to man because April Jones went from the lead singer of B2K
Mm-hmm.
to the most irrelevant member in B2K. Then now we're hearing that she actually is trying to take Miss Chale's spot on Beats by Dre. I'm sorry, that's just a shot. But to be honest, to answer your question, is
Yeah,
it a
man.
double standard? Is it a double standard? Yes, it is a double standard.
Yeah.
Because if we're gonna be real fair with this thing, I mean, a man going out there being with multiple women is viewed upon as a conqueror, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a woman is viewed upon as a skeezer, as we shall say.
Right.
But in all honesty, I don't want to get all biblical with you, but here's a thing that we might not be ready for. Can a woman go out and have multiple kids at one time by multiple men? No. She can only have a few amount of kids, but it only can be by what? One man at a time, right?
Right.
But can a man go out there and sow his seed out with multiple women?
Of course.
So that kind of answers your question right there. We were put on this earth. If I shall get into my Malcolm Shabazz X stance, a man is put on this earth to produce.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the whole monogamy aspect, that's something that was forced upon us, if
Mm-hmm.
you want to be technical about it. Because if we really believe in this thing that we call the Egyptians, the kings, the queens, and the
Mm-hmm.
royalty that we come from,
For sure.
then look at it from this standpoint. It was nothing for a king or a man of high power to have what? Concubines, right?
Concubines. Yeah. Yeah.
So when the hell did we ever hear about a queen having some concubines?
Not to our
Never.
knowledge.
Never. She better not have no motherfucking extra concubines. I'm a concubine that's foot off in her ass. You know? Now I'm not a man of advocating violence to women, but I am a man of understanding your place. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they call me the juice. Cause I come with it correct. You understand?
Yeah.
I got any kind of flavor a bitch need.
Okay.
So to answer your question in fully in its entirety, that's in my opinion, if a woman feels it's a double standard that a man is sitting here talking to multiple women, but she want to go out and do the same thing, then I feel like this. That woman just want to basically tell that man that she's in her Tatiana stage.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's in her Tatiana stage, then that man is up to him to know, hey, well, I know how to handle you accordingly.
Right.
Because yeah, you want to look at it from a double standard, but let's be real here. We didn't ask to be men when we were created. She didn't ask to be a woman. So sometimes it's just the lay of the land. Now, a lot of women will disagree with what I'm saying and say, well, why we can't do what y'all do? Well, if that's the case, hell, if 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 the life and the world was so fair, then we will be able to give birth just like they would be able to give birth, right?
That's true.
But we can't do that, Kim.
We cannot.
So I'm gonna need that bitch to get back in pocket and understand her position. Now, do you need me to elaborate a little more? Do you need me to, keep this thing running?
Nah, man, it's nothing I haven't heard before. Cause I mean, it's very true. Like you just said, and put it in simplest terms, a woman can't be a man can't be a woman. Uh, it's things that they'll never understand about us, and it's things we'll never understand about them. But you know, I can only speak for myself. I guess giving off things you see on TV, or maybe how you was raised by nature. I know for myself, us as men, we we start off viewing women as a modest creature. We start off, this is what a woman's supposed to be, blase, blase, blase. Now, as you get older in life and you mature, you figure out that's not always the case.
If ever.
If ever. And right. And in that maturation process, you figure out there are different creatures and different individuals, all shapes, forms, and colors. You got bitches, you got hoes, you got real women. They are different. Know the difference between them and know the traits of them. Look, like my partner just said, man, you want to go out here and Tatiana it up, man, live your life, be accountable of your actions, but at the same time, be aware that the way you live, it's gonna come. Every cause has an effect, and you know what I'm saying. Every effect has a cause.
Correct.
I can't put it no simpler than that. You know what I'm saying? And same to my fellas, man. I reiterate those same words to us, man. If you out here sowing your oats, and saying skeeting and beating, you gotta face the consequences that come with managing those different personalities and those different souls and those different fleshes, and the consequence that possible child can come in there. But at the end of the day, it's all about accountability. Yeah, it's a double standard. Double standards exist on both ends, because I look at it like this: if a woman says, I need a man that has this amount of money, I need a man that has this, I need a man that looks like that. Oh, she just know her place. She just know her ground. She just has her preferences. She knows her worth. Okay, but if I'm a man, I say I need a woman to be this tall, this type of complexion, waist this small, no kids, no baby daddies.
Oh, you
Real
getting
hair.
cussed out. You getting cussed out.
Okay, but I have my preferences as a man. And I don't want to put too much attention on another content creator. There's a content creator, Juice. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's been making waves for some of his, I don't agree with everything he says, but his delivery can be raw. I think you know who I'm referring to.
Who was that?
A gentleman by the name of Kevin Samuels.
I watched a couple of his, videos. I mean, it's kind of so. I really don't pay him no mind.
And see, that's fair. And that's fair, because it kills me that and ladies, I'm not trying to kick you while you're down, but going off this maturation thing I just spoke of, becoming who I am now as a person and the journey I had to take trying to become the man I want to be, I've learned some people, specifically the opposite sex, not all y'all, have a problem with taking criticism, are being held accountable, or playing the victim role. Look, truth is truth. It hurts. It hurts. I've been on both ends of it. But don't take so much of who you're hearing it from as the message. Like my partner just said, he doesn't really pay too much to Mr. Samuels. I don't as well. I came across some of his content. I agree with 60% of it, but I'm using him as an example because some of the things he speaks on is very true. It's very true. And I'm not gonna stay on this too long, but Juice, man, you said it beautifully, man. I love everything you said. I love the way you did it, man. I love the way you rock that shit and how you put that shit down.
Hey,
Always, we do appreciate the doctor's visit, and we appreciate his time and his words of wisdom.
Well, I actually, believe it or not, I actually got a question for you.
What's up?
Since we're talking about woman's place in a man's, face, I got a deep question for you, but it's not deep. It's just something that we need we need to see and hear more intake on things like this. You ready?
I'm ready. Go for
Can you handle being in an open relationship?
it. Can I handle being in an open relationship? Me personally, Juice, no, because I have to own my pussy. I hate to put it like that. I hate to be so deliberate. But that's just me being honest. Like I feel like all men at some point do. A lot of us don't like to admit it. We don't like to admit it as far as relationship. Now, if you just wing, wang, and doodle and thank you, ma'am, you probably don't give a fuck. But if that's yours, I hate to make it seem like that person seem like an item, but if you know, hey, this is my woman, I'm her man, nah, that's mine.
So in other words, she is your property.
Well, yes, brother, if you want to use that term.
Property. Um, I'm gonna keep it real.
What's
You
up?
absolutely right on what you just said. Cause in all honesty, I'm not trying to share my bitch with Tyrone.
No.
Cause Tyrone might be doing old nasty shit that you might not be accustomed to doing. So when she get back to you, she gonna be like, well, Tyrone does this and Tyrone does that. That's gonna be an instant moment of, bitch, you can go back over there to that nigga.
Better
And
call.
see, that's why, you got to, like, I hear a lot of people say entanglement nowadays with Jada and Will and what they did. And I'm going to be honest. If you look at Will Smith, he went from looking like the Fresh Prince when he first got with her. This man looks like Uncle Phil, as if him and Uncle Phil was really related right now.
Yeah, it was a picture there. I know what you're talking about.
The man looks stressed out.
For real.
And his wife got the audacity to just sit there, and the daughter with her weird ass sitting there. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a fuck. With her
Got the
weird ass sitting
kids.
there praising her mama for what she did with one of their so-called friends. First off, let me tell you something. Let me kick some real flavor to you.
Kick that
If I
shit.
ever hear, if I ever hear my mama has messed around with one of my friends, oh, I
Somebody
might
got
just,
that.
oh yeah, I might disown her and I might whoop his ass. Ain't no Mike. I'm gonna whoop his ass when I see him. And he can take that as me hating or me not really understanding how he feel. I don't care how he feel. I ain't asked the nigga to be D'Angelo. So therefore, yeah, there's some weirdo shit going on with that. This whole entanglement of open relationship. Because I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna kick some real shit to you. A man can't handle that. Can't handle what he dish out.
That's some real
I'm just
shit.
keeping it real. We known to be very, you know, I don't want to say promiscuous, but I'm gonna say we known to be very, curious about things, and you know, women are just as well. But the thing of it is, when you got you a good wholesome woman, what is the point of sharing her?
For
That's
sure.
yours. You know. If anybody ever watched Coming to America, I feel like Hakeem made a mistake. If he would have got with Bart like a dog, Vanessa Calloway with her fine self, he might. I mean, I ain't gonna say he wasn't happy with Lisa, but I'm just saying he wouldn't have had to put up with a nigga with a Jerry curl, her sister, James Evans. He done ran off on Florida and opened up a McDowell's. So I mean, a lot of shit could have been different if he just took out the time and just really considered his bases. But hey, you win some, you lose some, but you
Yeah.
keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's all I got to say on that.
Nah, man. I threw me for one. I believe we spoke on that, but I think I forgot. You threw me for a loop with that one. Yeah, man, and I take it from a Nina Simone quote, man. If you give everybody everything little bit that you have nothing left. You
So in
don't.
other words, in Anita Baker, giving you the best that I hey, I'm just saying, man. Maybe she was throwing out some valuable gems out there. We just was too young to catch them at the time.
Right.
You know.
Right. Hey, yeah. They say live long enough, you know what I'm saying? Things come a little more clearer. You know, you live life long enough to be more things you relate to as life goes on. So yeah, you definitely made a good point with that one.
Yeah. So man, that was our segment with I need a love, duh. And always, as always, keep it pimping. So yeah, cuz, you know, we
Oh man, what you
yeah.
feeling like, man? What we need to take this, man?
Oh man, okay. I'm glad I got your attention now. Since I am the eldersman on the phone, and I have lived through every complete year of the '90s. It's only right that I
Oh shit.
ask this question. Vaughn,
Mm-hmm.
if you could, what are three things or people that you would bring back from the '90s?
That's from the. Oh man, what I would bring back from the '90s. I would bring first off. I This is the inner child of me speaking. Great show. I feel like it had a short-lived uh, duration. Number one, I'm gonna say Cousin Skeeter.
You know how? Oh, hold on, Skeeter was the '90s.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
Late '90s, yeah.
oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Bill Bellamy, hell yeah.
Hey. Well, when that theme song used to come on, let me
Hey.
tell you something. You had white kids that couldn't dance jamming to that shit. So, just keeping it real.
For
Okay,
sure.
I'm feeling it so far because I'm Skeeter. Okay.
Okay. Uh, Something else I would bring back, like I said, just the inner child of me, because you know, as I got older, man, I got comfortable in my skin and who I was as a person and who I was as a man, especially being an African American male. And I feel like being an African American male now, I can speak for my generation. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
in gatherings, I'm speaking on public gatherings. I want to see us have fun again. What I mean by that, I want to see us dancing. I want to see us not taking ourselves so seriously. I want to see us having fun. I
Right.
believe it was who was Marcellus Wiley on he's on Fox Sport now, but he was on ESPN. He was like, man, I'm from LA, I'm from Compton. You know, people joke a lot now, man, gangsters don't dance, man. He said, not, be so serious. He said, man, I can tell you growing up, on Rosecrans, I'm seeing Crips and Bloods with Rose in their head dancing to Anita Baker, Sade, Michael Jackson, and seeing that in the '90s, man, it was always a dance craze. You looked at every video, somebody was dancing. Rappers had dancers in their videos. And I'm not just talking about twerking, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about actual choreography, and that's something I would just like to see. Just as a culture and us just as a people enjoying our company. I'm not saying we don't do it today, but I feel like it was more embraced to let loose and not saying you not being yourself, but not having your guard up and feeling like you gotta be this big top killer all the time. That's just me.
I mean, I am a highly kid and play, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, he'd tell you family reunions, boy. We got a cousin, boy. Me and my cousin, boy. If we wasn't kid and play, man, hey. Let me tell you something, boy. It was some enjoyable times actually being able to dance. You had your parents always pimping you out to all the relatives. Come on,
Yes.
do that dance, boy. Do
Yeah.
that dance, boy. Do it. The kids do the move. Oh my God,
Have a
you
damn
get
dance
tired of it.
contest and shit.
Hell yeah. See, man, they don't know nothing about this. They don't know nothing about that. Hold on. Now I gotta add, what is your third thing?
My
I'm
third.
liking this list so far.
Okay. My third. I would, and I guess it's a cliche, but man, you know, he left this whole generation behind. People that really grew up on his music and admired him for not only his music but also admired him for his flaws. He let you know it's okay to be in the limelight and be human, but also, hey, for lack of a better term, be a fuck up from time to time. It's not okay, but doesn't have to define you as a person. And if you don't know what I'm talking about Mr. Machiavelli himself, Tupac Shakur. So
Correct.
you know
That
what I'm
he
saying,
is on my list. He is on
that's
my
just
list.
me.
He is on my list. I would definitely bring him back because I honestly would ask him, did he really fuck all them women that they claimed that he? I gotta know, man. And if he did, he need to put me on their daughters, man. Come on, man.
You know,
Help a nigga
hardly
out.
all of them, huh? Goddamn.
Man, I might not want to sleep with the actual women, but hey, I'm pretty sure by now they got some cheering around my age. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Come on now. I'm just saying. Now, I loved your list. Loved it. Loved it. Ours ain't really too much of different. I said I would bring back, all of the 90s cartoons and just replace them with this bullshit they got out.
Oh, for sure.
I'm talking about Hey Arnold, Rocket Power, Cousin Skeeter,
All that.
Doug, all that, Salute Your Shorts, Wild and Crazy Kids, Legends of the Hidden Temple,
Keenan and
man,
Kel.
do you have it? Good. Keenan and Kel. Man, you making me feel like I'm forgetting something. Keenan and Kel. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh yeah. That was good.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy, Cat Dog. I mean, I want them to bring back all of the matter of fact, not just Nickelodeon, all the 90s nostalgia shows. I can remember you being a little boy getting ready to go to school and grabbing the side of your shirt because Steve Urkel mentioned cheese. I mean, bring that shit back, man. Bring it back. Bring it back. We don't want to. You can bring back all the 90s TV and replace it with this TV today, and I promise you, I have no complaints.
For sure.
No complaints, because it's trash. Secondly, of course, what should have been number one, Tupac Shakur. Mm-hmm. All day, every day, Tupac Shakur. I mean, without Pac, man, I don't think hip hop would have that prestige that it once had at one point in time. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, they may debate whether they love him or hate him, but at the end of the day, you had to speak on him because he was always in your face.
For sure.
Live and direct. You got to bring him back. And plus, I wouldn't even have the name that I got right now if it wasn't for that man. That lets you know the influence that this man still carries, even with today's society. Now, the last one, I'm surprised you didn't say this one. Me and you, growing up as kids, one thing
I know you're going.
We love this. This man, this little nigga might have loved it more than I did. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to bring back anything from the 90s, you bring back the Attitude Era.
Hell yeah.
Of WWF. Not E. Fuck that E. Take that E shit out. We talking about the F. Got to bring back WWF Raw. We got to bring that back. Hell, you can even bring back WCW with that punk-ass Goldberg. You bring him back, too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because Sting was over there, so I got to have my mixture. Bring back WCW Nitro. Bring back WWF Raw. We got to bring that back. We got
90s wrestling in general. Hell yeah.
Yes, we got to. Without that, I don't think wrestling would be, well, I ain't going to say it would be where it's at today, because where it's at today is pure ass.
Do more talking than do fighting.
Man, what? Man, it done became Days of Our Lives. I don't want to see this shit. Man, go bust that nigga upside his head. Where the beer cans at? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna throw out a slick shot. Shout out to Nia Jax. She the thick girl, Hawaiian muscle that wrestle. I like to thick like that. Nia, I will bust you up. Call me baby. So, yeah, man. I mean, man, hey. Just bring back, 90s. Bring back that nostalgic feel.
Sure.
Where we can dance, where we can actually what you're supposed to because you're a kid. But it was the era enjoying each other's company. Nowadays, I see little kids and it's like, hey man, what's going on? Yo, you got the new iPhone? Nah. Oh, you lame. What? It's like technology took over their essence, their innocence.
Yeah.
It took it away. Now all of a sudden you got, when we was little, we had to sneak and, get a little peek on HBO Max for some flicks, some nasty shit. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. Nowadays, these little niggas know who Pinky is, who Cherokee is, who
Right,
all
the
these
palm of their
nasty
hand.
people. You know what I'm saying? With the Jurgens. You know what I'm saying? So, I
All they gotta do is
mean,
go on social media here. They ain't got hit on porn site here. Just go to Instagram or whatever.
right. And I'm talking about have at it. It's crazy. You know, we got to get back to the innocence of things, in my opinion.
For sure.
Oh yeah. So I liked it there. I liked it there. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. 90s. I'm next time, you know, we ought to do a 2000s edition.
It's definitely a couple shit I would like to bring back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, man, I appreciate that. So Vaughn, you know, we moving this train along, man. What you got for me?
Man, right now, Juice, man, I really ain't got nothing more to touch on, but this stuff I want to get off my chest, man. But if it's something that you want to bring to the platform or something you want to highlight before we will fall into that segment, I'll be happy to listen and
Oh yeah.
elaborate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't I know the show winded down, but honestly, I got two things I want to talk about, but they
Go
so
for it.
serious. They so serious. I don't know which one I want to go with first. I'm gonna go with this one first, but I'm gonna end the next one on my get it off my chest because I got a lot to say.
Go
But
for it.
first and foremost, you know, I apologize we didn't start off with this topic at the beginning of the show, but man, if you live in, unless you're living under a rock somewhere right now, our prayers and our condolences need to go out to Texas.
Yeah,
Cause right now, man, they going through some tragedies, you know, with this weather they got going on.
yeah,
It's down there feeling like it's in the middle of Antarctica or you know, Alaska, and it's Texas.
for sure.
It's snowing, people ain't got water, people ain't got lights, heat, you know, none of this stuff. None of this stuff. And I mean, it made me think like, you know, by me living in Florida, you know, we have hurricane season every year here. So, you know, we on the brink of evacuating every fourth quarter, you know,
Right.
because we know the circumstances behind these storms. But I really just want to touch on, man, like as people, sometimes we take for granted some of the smallest casualties we're able to indulge in on our everyday lives. And we're not looking and focusing on other people in other situations in other states in other countries that might not have the luxuries that we are accustomed to each and every day. So it makes me not only thankful, but it humbles me to say, you know what? Before I complain about something that I don't have, let me be thankful for what I do got.
For sure.
You know, I mean, right now I got a partner, you know, shout out to my partner Brandon, man. I mean, I talked to him, you know, he said, man, you know, we just got our lights back. You know, we ain't really just got water just like that. But, you know, he said he had stocked up, which is good, thank God. But it's like, man, I know what it's like. You know what it's like. You
Mm-hmm.
know, back in our hometown, man, when Hurricane Katrina hit, boy,
Yeah, damn.
we, boy, let me tell you something. It ain't a more uncomfortable feeling in the world. When you so hot, every one of your immediate family members got to sleep in the living room and have the living room window open, and it still ain't got enough breeze in there. And you don't want to strip down to your drawers because you in there with your stepdaddy and your mama and your sister in the same room trying to go to sleep. God damn, boy, that's an uncomfortable feeling,
You ain't lying.
you know. And then when one of your relatives do get some kind of lights in the air, we packed at my grandma's house like Mexicans, you know. And well, sorry to all my Mexican followers, you know, we just keeping it real, you know, Hector, Jose, and all them, you know. We fuck with y'all too.
We
I'm just
definitely fuck with the
saying, you know,
Hispanic
y'all
community.
right. We fuck with everybody, you know. I'm just saying, you know how y'all always say black folks little chicken. Well, damn it, y'all like to get packed up like goddamn rats, all in one goddamn car, house, apartment, or whatever. But it's all good. Y'all making it do what it do too. But we all packed up at my grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? And man, like I remember them days, man. I remember Katrina clearly because it's like, for one, it pissed me off because I went back to school on my 16th birthday with no fucking air in school. So I'm like, I'm spending my 16th birthday at school, hot as a motherfucker, and knowing damn well when you hot and you ain't got no air circulating in certain classrooms, last thing you want to do is learn about anything pertaining to anything. You trying to go somewhere and get some kind of peace going on in your life, you know? Then I also remember the funny thing, ironic thing is that was the same year me and my current girl right now, we started first dating, and I couldn't even get on the phone, you know what I'm saying, and have my phone late night missions with her, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, I had to postpone them, you know, cause shit, I ain't have, I ain't have the phone on. So yeah, man. I mean, on a serious note, man, like, my heart goes out to Texas, man. The whole state of Texas, man. Y'all stand strong, stay
For sure.
warm, you know, be smart, don't go out here and you got some brave idiots, if I should call them that. Folks that are willing to go out here and try to act like, oh, they're gonna defy God's work and they just gonna go against the grain, and then God end up punishing them, through weather, through anything. I've seen people go out in the middle of the hurricane weather saying, oh man, it's just some high gust winds. And then we reading on the news, oh yeah, that wind just carried him like 4 miles. His dumb ass somewhere in the tree, dead. So, you might want to be very mindful and very cognizant about, how you want to move accordingly. So
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Like we send our thoughts, prayers, and condolences to anyone that has, fatally been affected by the snowstorms in Texas, man. And man, just keep their keep your prayers and good wishes and thoughts for everybody that's a resident of the state of Texas. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm with you. That's definitely something, if I would have had, in my cranial sitting there, we would like to address and get into this platform. So I'm thankful and proud and happy that you brought that up. So shout
yeah,
out to Juice Shakur
yeah,
for that.
man. I mean, man, I got a heart, man. I
He,
may
he, he
not.
does, ladies and gentlemen.
I got a heart. Even though some people think that I'm a. This is the thing. Let me say this before I go into my next rant. Um, my cousin, he knows I love him. Even though I call him my cousin, he's really my little brother.
Yeah.
And I tell him this all the time. I may come across with my approach that you might question it a little bit, but I promise you, at the end of the day, it ain't like I ever tell you something to hurt you,
Yeah.
offend you, or, to belittle you or, take away from you as a person. No. If anything, I'm always encourage you, I'm always motivate you, and I'm always empower you in any type of way, shape, form possible because, we in this thing together. A lot of people, be real. A lot of family don't stick together. You know,
Right.
you get family situations and dynamics where people just like, yo, fuck that nigga. Oh, nigga, that bitch, oh, she don't mean nothing to me. And I mean, our family ain't no exception. We got that even in ours.
Yeah.
You know, so I always try to, be positive with them, encourage them. But from time to time, I have to enlighten that ass on certain
Like,
situations because, sometimes, even though we grown, we still be smelling our piss, so so I have to be very patient nowadays. Like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this, but oh my God, you take it with a grain of salt if you knew our relationship, But this last one, this last one, I'm pissed, I'm hurt,
mm,
but I'm confused.
okay.
Here it is. I have never heard none of this young man's music until
Mm,
this situation.
I already know where you going.
And I don't give a fuck about his music, honestly. Fuck his music.
Mm-hmm.
This is the situation that's pissing me off.
For sure.
Honeycomb
Brazy.
Brazy. I'm just gonna let that name resonate for me. Just sit there. Hold on. Bruh, this young man, I don't know what he proclaims himself to be, what gang he from, I don't even give a fuck. If you know anything or you've been on social media and you've seen the situation dealing with his grandparents being tortured basically and killed all over some street beef, I can't respect that. I cannot respect that at all. I don't respect the niggas who did it, and I don't respect him for whatever the fuck he did. Because that's the question there. You beefing with somebody so bad to where not only did they try to take you out personally, and they didn't succeed, but now they willing to stoop so low as to kill your grandparents? Come on, bro. Come on, man. What part of the game is that? Where they do that? Where they do that at? You know? I know a lot of people say that shit, you know, he had a verse like that in his songs or whatever, which is some bullshit, like you were saying, you know. Watch what you say, because the spells you cast might, you know, linger on to
Yes,
other
sir.
to hurt other loved ones instead of you. And this is the case of that right here. You know, man, when I first saw this, you know, I couldn't believe it. And I'm just like, man, as much chaos we all see in this so-called culture we got, the culture that we supposed to be upholding, what part of the culture is this bullshit? Somebody, please, if you know about this situation, get in the comment section and tell me, what part of the game is this? Because I don't understand this shit at all. Nah,
Yeah.
nah. You know, like
It's
how, like why? No,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, it's crazy, man. 'Cause that was gonna be one of the things I got off my chest in that segment. And once you kept talking, I already knew you was going, man. And I guess like minds think alike in certain situations, but it's crazy, man, because we have spoken about not something exactly like this, but something precise of the nature off the phone a couple months ago. I don't know if you remember. Uh, it was I guess like a meeting we call ourselves having when we were trying to do the same show on another platform, and you were speaking about street shit. And he was like, man, why I never got involved in it, and I'm blessed that you never did. You know, death of affiliation or you know whatever by affiliation. Man, that shit is real. Whatever whatever energy man, my enemies may have towards me, if they know woo woo woo, they know you related to me, this person related to me, who say one day they see you coming out of the gas station or whatever you trying to do, and they inflict whatever anger or animosity they have towards me, towards you.
Right.
And you in the innocence, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that's one of the first things that came to my mind when I heard this story, man. And just, thoughts and prayers go out to, the loved ones of, of his family and, his grandparents, man. I'm not a street nigga. I I I don't know what could possess somebody to do something like that. Or like you said, what he did or what part he played in making someone feel they had to take that step. But man, the energy you put out, man, will be reciprocated, man. That's all I'm gonna say. To him, the assailants, and whoever involved, man, the energy you put out will be reciprocated. I'm not wishing anything on their loved ones by no means. I'm not wishing on no one innocent that has nothing to do with this. But to the assailants and anyone involved in this shit, it'll come back to you, bro. Now I'm done with that. I'm not gonna speak on that. I'm not gonna give it the more attention he deserves. I don't want people giving him more attention he deserves. I don't want to see him streaming. I don't want to see him. Oh, you ain't heard him. No, I don't want to hear him. He need to stay where he at. Unheard of. Because
I'm just gonna
if you're a real artist, then you don't need bullshit like that to get your music to the magnitude where you want it to be. I'm not saying he wanted this to happen, but man, it seemed like that's what it takes to be a notified a notorious artist today. Oh man, you ain't heard of such and such, man. They got this many bodies. Oh, they just got out of jail. And then nigga, is the music good?
exactly. You tell me everything he did on a personal level, nigga. Can he drop a hot 16?
Is the music good? Get the fuck out of
I'm
here with that shit, man.
I'm gonna say this, man. How many more? How many more? How many more, y'all? Like, explain this shit to me. Explain this whole gang culture. Like you said, we not street niggas, but I'm gonna be real. I think you was finna touch on it, but I'm gonna say it. We not absent-minded to it because we got family members involved in
Yeah.
certain shit, you know. And I wish I could sit down with them and have this conversation. Why? Like, it's a dead end road. I don't understand. What are we getting out of this shit? What are we getting out of? Yo, I'm over here, nigga. We repping this, nigga. Or this what we bout, man. Or this our block, this our hood. None of you niggas own this shit. And
Nah.
y'all always bragging, we getting money, we doing this, we doing that. Nipsey Hussle was the first gang member I ever seen actually buy his hood back.
Mm.
The only. The
Right.
first and only. All this so-called money y'all getting, but y'all don't own shit. And then when it's all said and done, you spent all your money on a lawyer just to keep just to have a judge say, you know what, we still gonna give you 10 to 15. Take it or leave it. If you ask me, nigga, you're hustling backwards. You getting money just to go broke in the court system. So you just gave them the money, the money back. You know, all this stunting, this flies, and all this, glorifying. Oh, I got bodies. Oh, I got this. I got this. I got that. When the fuck did that become a sport? Cause I don't know where I was. I must have been under a rock when that became fashionable. You know, we talked about Jeezy and Gucci a couple. Well, I want to say like a month ago when the whole versus thing happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the prime example of evolution. Now, don't get me wrong. We don't know these people personally, but Jeezy come across to me as somebody that's very repentful for the things that he's done in his past and the decisions he's made because he understands the lives that it affected. That's when you as a man, or hell, even as a woman, if you're going through a trial and tribulation, when you can sit back and you can say, you know what, I shouldn't have did that because I wasn't thinking about who it would affect. I was just looking at it from my standpoint of view. That's evolution. Now, I'm not saying Gucci Mane is not evolved. He has on certain levels, but I still feel like that situation right there is still a hurdle that he still hadn't just leaped over just yet. And I understand, your life was in danger. Life is nothing to be played with or nothing that you take for granted because once it's over, it's over.
For sure.
And
For sure.
into this situation, my condolences do go out to the family and to that young man, Honeycomb Brazy. It's like on one note, I want to feel bad for you, my nigga, but on another note, it's like you had to do something for a nigga to want to take it there. We ain't finna sit here and say RIP this and oh man, I feel bad this, and then just gloss over the fact of, okay, it's a retaliation game. It's a tit for a tat. So what did you do in the beginning that made them say, all right, well, I gotta do this? And you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't even care to know. All I can give him the best advice is, man, hey, keep your head low, make your money, and get the fuck on away from wherever it is that you was at. Cause hey, obviously it's some head honchos out there looking for. Mm. And my best bet to you, yeah, you say, oh, well, nowadays the little kids, man, that ain't gangster. You running or you scared, you this, you that. Well, if y'all little niggas don't shut the fuck up and stop acting like y'all been in the streets and y'all had these same situations and tribulations going on in your life before, man, I don't want to hear y'all niggas. Y'all some internet thug niggas. Y'all some niggas trying to tell niggas how to live their real life out here. Y'all sitting here typing on the keyboards and clicking on buttons and saying, oh, nigga, I would have did this. Oh, nigga, I did this. Oh, man, I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. You niggas are living comfortable in a suburban home. Hold on, how Eminem said? Your name's Clarence, and your Clarence parents got a real good marriage. That's most of you internet niggas. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear all this trolling and all this. Oh man, yeah, man, you gotta retaliate. Oh man, you gotta just, man. If anything, man, he gotta get right with God first and foremost. He gotta hope. He gotta hope and pray God show repent on his soul and actually feels the power to. I ain't gonna say the power and feels some kind of pain for the boy and try to help him out of this situation because I mean it's an ongoing struggle. We know how it goes. If you do this to me, I do this to you. And it's only going to keep affecting other people to the point where the cycle never ends. That's how gang violence starts. Right. You take one of ours, we take two of yours. Man, when is this shit going to finally be to an end? Because I'm tired of this shit. Me in my 30s, and I'm still sitting here saying to myself, yo, what did the previous generation didn't learn from the original generation on how they ended up to say, hey, maybe this ain't the rap for us. Maybe we shouldn't gangbang because all I see is dead homies, folks locked up, and a bunch of emotional scars. I don't see the point in it. There's got to be a better way, my nigga. There's got to be. That's all I got to say.
That's right. That's right. And before we move on to get off your chest, I'm trying to make it corny, but I want to share a quote from one of my favorite rappers by the name Schoolboy Q, who actually in one files his music does have gang affiliations, but he used this quote. I don't know one nigga from the set I don't know one nigga from the hood that the set made rich. It took a blood to get me Pringle chips. You can learn to fall and fly and take the ladder. I'm leave that there. He's basically saying, look, I took that route, joined the game, but I don't know nobody that joined my set that became rich. It took Top Dog, a blood. Somebody should be my rival to put me on the right path and live a prosperous life to make legal income for me and my family. That's evolution.
So, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
But moving on to get off my chest, man, and I hate to take the show here, man, but it's just something that stuck with me because it's another one of my favorite artists to listen to. And it's funny because if you listen to his music, he says light on street, aspects, but he'll tell anybody, I sold a little weed, some pills, but I never, got into the hard stuff. Anybody that's familiar with his name is Sci-Hi the Prince, Sanyo Kanye West, notorious ghostwriter Kanye West for the last couple of years. So anybody that's a real big fan of Kanye from mid 2000 to I say about 2015, he was behind a lot of those bars. But I believe it was February the 14th, Valentine's Day. He was part of assassination attempt in Atlanta. That's where he's from, and it took a lot of people by surprise, Juice, because like I just said, man, Sci-Hi, from we know, really had no ill will towards nobody. Like he was always, an energetic spirit. And like he told the police and reporters, he said, I haven't been street active in about 13 years.
Right.
And I don't hate to be long-winded, but I want to read this Instagram post he made. He said, today is a day about love, but in my city, the city of Atlanta, there's no love here anymore. A couple nights ago, there was an attempt on my life. Somebody tried to gun me down on the highway. I tried everything I could to lose them, but they were adamant about taking me off this earth. They were shooting at me while I was driving, and even after my car flipped, hit a pole and crashed into a tree, they came back and shot the car up some more. At this point, I don't know if it was mistaken identity, a robbery, or associated with something that I did when I was younger. But I haven't been in the streets in over a decade. I just want to know why, and if there's anything I can do to fix this issue. I was born and raised in this city. I love this city. This city is my home, but I don't recognize it anymore. Day by day, I'm hearing maliciousness and violence on a rise in my city. So to the assailants, I have no ill will towards you because, like I said, I don't know why you felt it was necessary to take my life. But if I've done something wrong to you, I'd be more happy to sit down in a private place to discuss this. No harm, no violence. I just want this to stop. And like that was very disheartening. I don't know this gentleman personally, man, but his music it's just beautiful to listen to. He's a great wordsmith, but it's like he never sheds, violence or negativity on anybody, you know what I'm saying? So just we're gonna send prayers out to him and anybody that was affected by it. But it's just, man, he echoed on something. Atlanta is always kind of had a reputation of some street shit, but Juice, I don't know if you noticed, man, but it seems like it's getting darker.
It is.
It's getting darker. Atlanta, for years, especially being from the South, being from Mississippi, that was one of the places like, hey, man, whatever you into, music, entertainment, media, business, hey, man, Atlanta's one of those places you got to be, man.
Right.
Atlanta's one of those places
Always.
you got to get to the A. And it's still like that. A lot of people label it, the Black Motown, the city of Black excellence, and it's becoming it's coming like a war zone down there, man. And that's the main thing I took from it. He kept referencing his city. This is my home. I love this, and I don't know what's becoming now. So I just want
out of all honesty, to add to that, I took something from that I wouldn't mind getting off my chest. He said something profound in that statement. He said, that's his hometown. Now I know a lot of people that listen to our channel. I mean, I'm pretty sure they watch Vlad TV. And I'm pretty sure they know who Lil Boosie is.
Yeah.
And Boosie made a statement referring to hypnotized with hatred.
Mm.
Sometimes jealousy can take over a spirit so deeply to the point where people just don't want to see you prosper. They don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you ride in the nice cars. They don't want to see you attract the ladies with the attention that you got because you dress nice. You ride in the foreign cars. People know you successful. But the thing of it is, what they failing to realize out of this whole equation is, but is this person stunting? Is they flogging? Is they showboating, or is they living their everyday life, and then they just being thankful for the blessings that God placed upon them to even put them in that position.
Right.
See, a lot of people want to be jealous of a person over the result, but they don't understand the process for them to get to that result, the struggle, the hard work that they had to go through in order to make it to that point. And a lot of motherfuckers don't care. They look at it from the standpoint, well, I just don't want you to make it, period, because you're doing better than me. And jealousy, if I can quote a lyric just like you did, males shouldn't be jealous. That's a female trait. But you
Yes, sir.
mad because you push dimes and he pushed weight.
Mm.
That's true. If this man is out here doing the most and taking advantage of the most of his opportunities, and you just out here
Right.
living your basic everyday life and you ain't trying to evolve as a person, don't get mad because somebody else took advantage of an opportunity that they had. Everybody didn't grow up with a spoon in their mouth. Everybody didn't grow up with two-parent households. But just because you didn't grow up with that don't mean that it's a penalty on you and that it's guaranteed you're not gonna make it. No, you use that as your motivation, your crutch to hold you up to go and get whatever it is you want to pursue. Stop being a bitch and getting mad because somebody out here doing what they gotta do in order to make their dreams come true.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? And I mean, honestly, to go into the Boosie thing, I mean, he said it best. I don't advise no successful person to ever live in their hometown. If you obtain any kind of success, you must leave your hometown because the most hatred that you will receive will be from the people that's known you the longest. And whether it be through old classmates, family members, whatever, you gotta always live with that possibility of, well, like Vaughn said, well, I don't like him, but we seem to can't get him or keep contact with him. So I know he got a cousin that work over here, or he got a mama that stay over here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All this really ties in, just like that honeycomb bracelet situation. Man, you might have done some street shit thinking, oh, you getting away with it, not knowing that not only they gonna know where you rested, but they gonna know where your mama stay. They gonna know, kind of like what Craig said off Friday. They know where your mama stay. They know where you stay. They know where I stay. I mean, come on now, man. The hood is only so big.
For sure.
And if we really gonna be real with it, the city is only so big. You know, we always confining it to the hood. Sometimes this shit carries out throughout the whole state.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know where people got other people located at, and they can have eyes on you and say, oh yeah, well he over here. Oh, all right, well we'll be down there and we'll handle that. So you just never you it pays to do good, but it also pays to move in a certain type of manner and to not always be around so many familiar faces. Because if a lot of people know you, I guarantee you, out of that 10 that may know you, at least 5 of them ain't gonna like you low key.
Mm.
They might have some strong hatred behind you. They may smile in your face, just waiting on a moment to put the knife in your back.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man, that's deep, man. What you said, man, that shit's deep. Like this man is basically he pleading with his assailants.
Yeah.
Make that make sense, you know? He pleading with his assailants on creating a more peaceful environment, just so he can walk the streets of his hometown. Man, I'm sorry that I learned this a long time ago. I gotta pick up. I gotta go. You know, I'm not saying I'm too big or too good for my city. I just know that I got other things I want to have manifest in my life, and I can't do that being in the same familiar environment time and time and time again. That's why I live, But man, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Too much darkness going on in the world, man. We need some better days, man. Already got enough going on with a pandemic. Last thing we need is criminal activity and jealousy to take over. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
For sure.
life is something that we don't value no more as people, and we need to get back to. We already know who trying to take us out low key, but I ain't gonna even get into that.
Making it easy for
But
them shit.
right, right, they ain't got to do the job no more. We doing it to ourselves. But man, do you got anything else, man, before we head out here?
Nah, cuz man, everything that needs to be addressed was addressed, and everything that I wanted to touch on, I believe you want to touch on, has been touched. So, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
I'm good to wrap it up here, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we always end it on this note. Thank you for the love and support of this channel. You know, I don't know if I should even tell y'all to comment in the comment section. Y'all act like you know, y'all just, I don't know. I don't know, man. I love y'all, but damn, man.
It's a
I could have got
marathon,
one.
baby. It's a
I could have
marathon.
got one GTD in the comment. I'm disappointed in that for real. But man, we appreciate the love and support y'all give each and every week, man. We really do. You know, this just one of those things to where, every week is not gonna always end on a high note
No,
as far as the stories, but I will end it on a high note with my energy because you always gotta guard and protect your energy.
for
So
sure.
most importantly, thank you for the love and support. Share this video, like, comment, subscribe, tell us what we can do better,
And knowing,
bring up a topic. Hey, if you potentially serious about wanting to be on the show, get up with us and we'll most definitely make it happen. We have our Instagram. I'm gonna say right now we're looking kind of plain Jane on our Instagram, but I'm finna start working on that. I promise y'all. We finna get our Instagram up. We're gonna have some nice things on there for y'all. And man, we're just gonna continue to keep delivering this hot heat for you.
hell yeah.
So, Vaughn, you got anything to add?
Nah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Well, we're gonna end it on this note like we always do. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. And on that note, we up at this thing.
Yes, sir.